Coming up on the Empowered Woman podcast.
I got teased for my skin as well. So is another reason why I have such a big passion for the beauty industry, just because you can make someone feel so beautiful on the outside, even though we know that it is inside, but just having someone just feel a tad bit better after they leave your shop is huge.
Welcome to the Empowered Woman podcast, the #1 show on visibility strategies for women entrepreneurs. If you want to get empowered to be seen, stand out on social media, stages, TV, and more to make an impact with your voice and business, you're in the right place. I'm so glad that you're here. My name is Marcia Spurk, and I'm your host, professional singer and visibility strategist. Welcome again, and let's dive into today's episode. Hi, Jasmine. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited.
I am super excited as well. You have such a unique business and the name is so fun. So why don't you tell us who you are and what you do?
My name is Jasmine. Everybody knows me as Jazz. And I am the owner, the CEO. I am everything behind All Jazzed Up. All Jazzed Up it's a brand. I made it into a brand after discovering All Jazzed Up. I made it into an AJU brand. So I'm AJU. We do everything from every service except for hair services. And now I also provide, just because I wanted to go further instead of just dealing with services, I have a passion for just teaching. So now I also have a community hub and mentorship that should be launching in the next month.
Ooh.
Super excited about that. But last month I launched my scholarship program. So I help youth in my community, Black and Brown, in my community, to just achieve the best that they can in the community that I was raised in. So I'm just giving back to the community and making sure that these girls or boys have a safe space to be able to learn beauty, learn entrepreneurship, and just be able to provide that to them for no cost. So everything is on me. I take all ownership of it, but I enjoy fully just teaching just the youth and being able to give back to my community. So All Jazzed Up is a brand. AJU is the brand. Now All Jazzed Up is obviously the name that inspired the AJU brand. And I also have established over a year ago my own wellness oils. So AJU Beauty is an oil line that I've been working on for the last 5 years, and I launched it last year, and I have been pretty successful in the oil beauty part of AJU.
Amazing. Very impressive and very entrepreneurial how
Yeah.
all these things going on. And then back to the community, teaching, right? Finding, multiple streams of income. That's what we're all about, but also helping people and encouraging and empowering. Love it so much. Now I'm curious about the backstory, because that's what we're here for, because it wasn't overnight.
No.
How did you get into doing all of this? Where did you start?
So I started my mom. So my mom was the inspiration. Like, I had no intention to getting into the beauty industry. I wasn't even thinking about nails, honestly. I started doing lashes on a couple girlfriends, failed tremendously. It was nothing. Nothing was successful. Doing it from my couch in my house, and my girlfriends were troopers, and they're like, "Yeah, support." So thank you to them. But a year probably later, I came back into, I was coming home one day and my mom was living with me, and she was like, "Where are you going?" And I'm like, "I'm going to the nail shop." And she's like, "You live in the nail shop?" And I'm like, I do, you're right. I will always lose a nail. So I had to fix my nail. I was headed to the nail shop, and all I remember is this sentence that she told me when I left. You need to stop giving those people your money and do it yourself. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I gotta go to the nail shop and fix my nail. So I guess through the whole entire time, I always knew I was gonna be an entrepreneur. I just didn't know what it looked like at the time. I was bottle serving and bartending at the club, and I had finished college and got my bachelor's degree and everything, and I wasn't doing anything with it. I was just working at the club, but I was making a lot of money. So I just stood in that. I didn't like the idea of someone telling me what to do. I didn't like to have to clock in. I didn't like to have to be like set on a schedule. Like I have to be somewhere from this time to this time. It just didn't work well with my brain. I didn't know how to deal with it. I just knew like you had to work and make money. And my mom always taught me that you have to work. So all I knew was if you work harder, you're supposed to make all this money. That's just like what I was taught.
Mhm.
So that sentence that she said kind of stuck in my head. And I immediately I had a best friend at the time that she had a cosmetology license. So immediately I called her and I was like, hey, can you help me? And she was like, absolutely. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I do know that I have all this cash and I know that I want to invest in something because my mom just put something in my ear.
Mm.
So I spent about like 3K buying everything I needed. I didn't even know what I needed. I just kind of went to the beauty store and the people were helping me and I knew basics because I knew like being at the nail shop for so long and so many times. I just started like paying attention. So I grabbed everything I thought I needed and that's when like YouTube came into play and I was just kind of teaching myself. I started like at the kitchen, like a kitchen cubby in my kitchen.
Mhm.
And pretty much from there, I just started learning. My friends and my family and the community came through and supported me in my little kitchen cubby. I messed up a whole bunch of nails, obviously. Same thing with lashes. But every time I messed up, I made sure that from that mistake, I end up learning from that
Mhm.
mistake. So every time I messed up in my brain, I said, next time I'm going to do that better. So it just became that. I was just so determined to perfect the craft. I pushed myself every single moment that I sat in that chair. It didn't matter what it was that I was doing. I didn't care about the criticism. I wanted the criticism and the judgment just so that I can be a better person. So that was in 2016. And from like my kitchen, I led to my living room, to my roommate. I kicked him out and I was like, look, you have to go because I know that like this is what I want to do and I need my girls to be like in a room. So then I went into my roommate's room and I kept growing. And by 2019, I found myself with a fully successful home-based beauty, I guess, beauty salon in my house. And I invested in my first property. So I bought my first property in 2019, which had a storefront, and I built my storefront from the ground up. Nothing was in it. And at the time when I was in my home base, that was my business was called Lashed and Dazzled. And that's when I evolved into All Jazzed Up.
Okay. Wow, the evolution. I love it so much. Now I want to hear the next steps into having your physical location, having employees, I imagine, and training them, client base. What were some of the challenges that you faced and what helped you overcome them?
I feel like as a business owner, no matter what you face challenges,
Oh, yeah.
I even just starting fresh, right? Like I walked into it like didn't even know that I was gonna do a salon. I just knew that I had clients and I had to do services and I had space and it was a big space. So a lot of my challenges were just making sure that I gave myself a lot of grace,
Mm.
making sure that I kept my mind very strong, making sure that my body was equipped to actually put the effort into my business and also my clients because I'm not only servicing clients at the moment, I'm actually building a brand and building a business from the ground up, from construction to picking out colors to doing breaking walls down, putting walls up. So it was a lot of inner that I had to work on at the same time that I was trying to, I guess, fix the outer of my business. So I did a lot of self-healing, a lot of self-mind, like mind work, and just overall making sure that I didn't have too many burnouts. And I did. Everybody does. You have to have, I say, at least 5 burnouts in order as an entrepreneur to take it serious, where you're like,
True.
okay, I'm going to listen to my body.
Yeah.
So of course we all have had burnouts. So I think all my challenges were just pretty much telling people no and making sure that I stood on my boundaries, my beliefs on what worked for me as Jasmine.
Yeah.
I knew I was a business and I knew I was a service provider, but I feel like a lot of us seem to put us on the back burner when it comes to our business. We were us before the business. So I had to make sure that I prioritized myself before I not saying prioritize my business, but I had to, because if I wasn't here to run the business, then who would be?
Yeah.
The struggle with employees has always been difficult. Right now, I feel like I've had several I guess nooks of different employees. I learned that you just have to be open to allowing your vision to show it to other people.
Yeah.
Because for a long time I did it by myself and I didn't realize that I needed a tribe.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was just me.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I could conquer everything and just being so independent. But a tribe is definitely needed. So you just have to have like-minded individuals around you. And I learned that from trial and error. I had a lot of employees that just in and out and just wasn't the same vision.
Yeah.
I finally got blessed with a group of girls that are wonderful. So right now it's just actually making sure that I'm not only their friend, but I'm also their business owner. I'm the CEO of this. Yeah. So I want to make sure, because we're women, that we have that communication and that we are talking about everything that happens in the salon setting. But I'm also there to help you with certain things as well. So I train all of my girls. Most of them come from being in my youth mentorship, and then I kind of accelerate them into the salon business. And a lot of them, I know you said something about money earlier, but money is cool. But I have a bigger passion. Like, it's bigger for me.
Love it.
Money, money's gonna come no matter whatever you put in it. If you put love and you put yourself behind it, the finances are gonna come. So I believe in that wholly. I just make sure that I just take care of the people that are taking care of me, and making sure that they feel what I feel and how I feel about my business and my brand.
Yeah. Oh, so good. And thank you for being vulnerable and sharing that there was a lot of healing and a lot of mindset work, because typically we talk about challenges. We say, oh, I had this problem and I had this problem, but it all stems from how we feel about ourselves and how we handle situations and the boundaries and going through burnout and being upfront and saying we're all going to face it, and that's the reality check for us to take a step back and be like, I need to slow down, I need to take care of myself and my body, et cetera, et cetera. And also the work with the employees, which again, trial and error. Everything is trial and error. I love it.
Yeah.
Tell me more about what you perceive as industry specific challenges, because now that you're mentoring people to get started in this industry with years of experience, what are some things that you notice are a little bit tricky, potentially, that's industry specific? I'm not sure. I'd love to hear.
I think there's a couple things. I think a lot of people struggle. I know I could say just for myself what I struggled with. I struggled with a lot of marketing, a lot of being at the face of social media. Social media was a big barrier for me. I didn't know how to.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Would you like to be my next guest on the Empowered Woman podcast? Do you have a story you'd like to share? Want more visibility for your business on a show ranked in the top 0.5% in the world? Well, then head on over to martasburke.com/podcast guest for more information.
I guess, present myself on social media for a long period of time. I think a lot of people have that fear of being judged in front of people and being criticized and people trolling them, right? So I had a big fear when it came to social media. I didn't want to show my face for a long time. I thought that just showing pictures of my services, would get me. It did. But when it came to my girls that I wanted to now, like, I no longer want to do services. I want to make sure that my girls are having, making an abundance of money. Yeah. And I think social media, coming into social media, knowing anything, I think that was the hardest struggle for me. Mm-hmm. And I think when I talk to a lot of people have that problem when you consider yourself like an introvert, extrovert. Yeah. So it's like, I know I fear, obviously not no more, but I used to fear the judgment of what people would think. So I think that solely, and then also just I think it all stems back to social media, where we're in this beauty industry and we're watching all of these people post this great work, and they're, it's oh my God, it's the best work, and we start judging ourselves, and we're like, why doesn't ours look like that? Why are we not why doesn't, and I had to tell a lot of my students, like a lot of that is either Photoshop. A lot of these girls, they do specific things to these pictures so that they can go viral. Girls spent 7, 8 hours just on nails, just one nail, and probably won't do nails for a week. So I'm like, you have to keep in mind, that a lot of this is shows. Instagram is social. So we want, a lot of people are showing us things that we particularly probably aren't, dealing with on a normal basis. So I think I try to teach as much as for social media, just to make sure that people are comfortable with social media. So marketing and social media has been like one of the biggest things, especially in this entrepreneur, for sure.
Yeah, because it's so visual too, and it helps, like you said, but you don't have to stress over it and overthink it and have a strategy for it. Tell us more about the mentorship. How does that work for somebody listening, maybe in this industry or wanting to get into the industry? How does it work? Is it all virtual? Do you have monthly meetings? Tell me more.
Yeah, so I have 2 different mentorships. So the one that is already launched, it's a youth mentorship.
Okay.
It is right now, it is only in person. So Chicagoland area, offer any community, any girl or boy that's just doesn't have it to be able to pay, or their parents don't have the financials to pay for education when it comes to beauty. I know I had she's 19 at the moment, but my 13-year-old niece is the reason for the whole mentorship when it comes to the youth and the scholarship. She was 13 and she came up to me and she was like, I want to learn how to do nails. And I was like, okay. At that moment, I knew that immediately at that age, even when I was 13, I kind of knew what I wanted to do. So at that moment, I had to take her serious. And I was like, perfect. I'm going to start mentoring you. And I started mentoring her, showing her the basics of nails and just to see what she gravitated to, what worked for her and what didn't work for her. So she started off everything that I'm doing at the moment. So I started few months ago, I started a youth mentorship that offers just free service, just free me as an educator to service them and be able to teach the youth in my community or in the community of Chicago, because I don't like to just keep it into my Humble Park community. So that is just right now in person. I do plan on extending it into it being a online based as well, not just in person, but at the moment, because it is very new and it's very fresh, I want to touch on, make sure that I'm touching people and make sure that I'm pointing at things that are wrong and right. So that right now, that is pretty much, there's a link that I offered for you to put in your show notes so that people can press on it. And it is just the application. It's a very simple application process. Just tell me why you're interested in it and things like that. I just want people, the youth that have passion, they know what they want. So that community and that hub is different. It's different and the same from the community hub that I'm offering, that I will be launching in March. The community hub that I'm launching in March is online. And the people that I've learned from me throughout the years of my process of teaching are in this hub, are going to be in this hub. You have access to this hub at all given times. I'm going to be teaching everything that you may need to know when it comes to entrepreneurship, mostly in the beauty field. I might linger away from that because obviously business is business, but will be teaching a lot of just beauty entrepreneurship, mindset growth.
Okay.
I will be teaching self-care, retention of the beauty industry. So how to get clients, helping with marketing, also helping with social media, just wanting people to make sure that they understand that, it's about securing the bag and things like that, but it's also about taking care of yourself as well. So that is like a big, big thing. Wellness is huge for me. So so all of that, the hub, I'm adding things as I go, just because I'm still in the process of launching it. But the overall is you're gonna get full blown access to me. I'm gonna be teaching. I'm gonna be doing once a week calls.
Okay.
And then in the hub, I'm gonna have my nail courses, my lash courses, my tooth gem courses, and my pedicure courses as well to offer to my whole community as well.
That's
So it will be courses inside as well, teaching you pretty much the fundamentals and even the advanced techniques of everything that you need to know within those courses.
nice. Value packed. So everyone's gonna have
Yes.
to stay tuned for
Yeah,
when
yes,
it
yes.
launches and
So
check it
excited.
out. Now, speaking of wellness being so important to you, tell us more about going into having a product and launching the oils. I'm sure that has to do with it. Tell us more.
Yeah, so my oils, AJU Beauty it's an organic beauty product line. It plays a major role in my brand because it bridges the gap between my beauty and then the wellness brand. I express that I love wellness and I'm huge on wellness. And it's an extension of my commitment in providing high quality transformative beauty like an experience that goes beyond like services.
Mhm.
So pretty much through All Jazzed Up, I empower people with education, services, and now natural beauty products that support the self-care routine. AJU Beauty allows my clients and students not only to enhance their beauty, but to do so with products that nourish and protect their skin. It reinforces my belief that beauty should be both effective and healthy, create a full circle experience within the AJU brand. I pretty much started the brand just based off of my own skin and my own wellness. I always had problems with dealing with my skin and things like that. I got teased for my skin as well. So is another reason why I have such a big passion for the beauty industry, just because you can make someone feel so beautiful on the outside, even though we know that it is inside, but just having someone just feel a tad bit better after they leave your shop is huge.
Yeah.
So the oils were an extension to that. I wanted to make sure that I had products that were suitable for my skin, and just because I'm a naturalist, I wanted to make sure that was putting something natural on my skin as well. So that's how that started. It started based off of just me doing it for myself, and I was just getting so many like, you look so bright and glowy, and what are you using, and what is this? And I'm like, I didn't want to like tell people because I knew people would ask like, can I buy it, and things like that. Like, people are so supportive in my hub. People are just so supportive. So I was just like, didn't want to let them know. So I let them know, and then everybody was super, super supportive of it. And then I just started just building products off of that and trial error products. And now I am 5 products in.
Ooh.
So I have a hair oil, I have 3 serums, and then I also have obviously a cuticle oil.
Nice.
So everything is 100% organic. I extract the herbs myself into the oils myself. I do it in my shop. I have a room in my shop. It's like a little science lab.
Cool.
So I enjoy it. It is something that I'm super, super passionate about. It, like I said, it's all organic. It's all handmade, all, woman made with love and things like that. So I just want to present it to the world so that they can glow just like how I glow.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. Well, before I ask you to give us the specifics on how people can connect with you, obviously I'm going to have all the links in the show notes. I like asking all of my guests my $1 million question. Are you ready?
Yes.
So Jasmine, what is an empowered woman then?
An empowered woman is confident. She's resilient. She's unapologetically herself. She knows her worth, set boundaries, and isn't afraid to go after what she deserves. She turns challenges into lessons, embraces growth, and lifts others as she rises. Empowerment isn't just about success. It's about mindset, independence, and your ongoing story. An empowered woman builds, leads, and inspires, creating opportunity not just for herself, but for those around her. She knows that true power from within, and she uses it to create a life she loves on her own terms.
I think you just described yourself there. I love it. So good. Creating opportunity for others. It's beauty inside and out, working on the mindset, on the boundaries. I love it so much. Thank you so much. This is so inspiring. Tell us how people can connect with you. Where do you hang out the most?
So Instagram is for sure the hangout spot. If anybody wants to check me out, all my forms, everything is in my alljazzed.org, ALLJAZZED.org. That is my website. everything is on there. But if you are an Instagrammer, we're at All Jazzed Up with 3 Z's. So ALLJAZZZED. And I also have a link tree there that links to everything that I'm doing. My mentorship, the hub, the scholarship, my beauty products, everything that I'm providing at the moment. So yeah, All Jazzed Up is you can find me everywhere at All Jazzed Up.
So good. I love it. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us. And thank you for the amazing work.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope this episode empowered you. And if you enjoyed the show, please join the Empowered Woman community on Facebook and share with friends or leave a review on iTunes so more people can discover this empowering message. Until next time, bye.